Thank you, Chairman. Well, I want to thank each of you for sharing your views on this important issue. It's really important to people that I represent. We've dealt with this issue of robocalls in the state of Indiana in a very public way for decades now. In fact, for a period of time, I characterize this as the #1 public policy issue among Hoosiers, getting what they regard as annoying calls, dinner time, interrupting their daily lives. Still today, it's not uncommon. I'll hear from Hoosiers. They get 10 calls a day from people they don't know. They didn't ask for the call, and so forth. So I'm glad we're having this hearing, Mr. Chairman. I'm glad we're taking some action to crack down. In 2018, UMail, it's a third-party software company, they've indicated that approximately 725 million robocalls were placed to Indiana recipients. Now, if used properly, I want to acknowledge robocalls, they don't have to be burdensome. If you have the proper consent between parties and all that's worked out, many services utilize pre-recorded calls and they share important information with constituents and customers. But at their worst, as you know, there are criminals out there who have the ability to steal people's information, to steal their resources, and to prey on unsuspecting American citizens. So, again, I'm glad we've moved forward with the first step here with the TRACED Act, but we have to continue to review this issue, and I look forward to working with all of you as we do that to see how we can empower regulators and, if necessary, consumers additionally to combat this problem. Constituents tell me that oftentimes I hear they're on the national do not call list, they are on our state's do not call list, and yet they still receive unsolicited phone calls. And they can't figure out why that is. That doesn't seem right to them. As it's currently envisioned, the shake and stir standards would authenticate each call and allow the recipient to answer the phone with confidence. However, with the current use of voice traffic over the internet, phone spammers can route calls through a private telephone network based here in the United States. If marked as spam under these standards, the operators can easily reestablish another operation. So my question for the panel is, how would you suggest adapting these proposed standards or national enforcement to stop private telephone network operators from setting up operations all over again to continue making these unsolicited robocalls?
Senator, thank you for that question. It's a very good question, and I think the TRACED Act does two things that are going to help with that: the facilitation of the interagency working group. Shake and stir will make finding those actors easier and faster, but I really think at the end of the day, the criminal enforcement component, so that when they get caught that first time, they can't set up shop again because they're in a jail cell.
You know, the only thing, and Senator, I'd like to thank the state of Indiana, because I know the Attorney General's office in Indiana has been one of the leaders among the AGs in this fight, along with Missouri.
A shout out goes to Attorney General Carter and Attorney General Zeller in our state. They were very active on this front, and I know that the effort continues with our current AG.
AG Hill, yes. I would just, to me, the regulations will be important, and I think having the opportunity for the FCC to get the input of the states, we consider to be an important effort. But this acceleration of technology, I think, is always going to be our challenge, and that's why the industry's cooperation is going to be so important.
Ms. Sanders, I'm sorry, I can't see your name tag. Yes. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, sir.
Okay.